Standards-based learning and grading at Johnsburg District 12. In the past, learning has traditionally consisted of students repeating information from books and other sources back to teachers. However, education these days is more college and career readiness focused and has more of an emphasis on equipping students with certain skills they will need not only for employment but also in life. These skills include collaboration, communication, creativity, and critical thinking and problem solving. Since students are now expected to develop these skills along with learning academic concepts, reporting how well students have mastered those skills and concepts requires a different way of grading. Our traditional grading system currently doesn't allow for reporting mastery, only for reporting how many points teachers give for correct answers, participation, or a variety of other non-academic factors. This practice of distributing points to students has created a system of students completing classroom tasks for teachers, tasks such as worksheets, projects, and tests, for example, in exchange for points. In this points-based classroom economy, focus is shifted from reporting how much students have learned from those tasks to how many points can be collected from those tasks. Letters are then assigned to certain ranges of points to indicate how well students are doing in class. But do those letters really represent how much students have learned and how well they have mastered certain skills? Or do they represent just how well students have collected the available points that are given in the class? To truly prepare students for their futures, we need to shift from the practice of students completing tasks in exchange for points. Instead, we have to report back what students know, understand, and are able to do. In other words, we need to communicate learning, not point totals. A standards-based learning classroom is set up to practice and report learning. These types of classrooms ensure students learn and they report how well students are mastering concepts and skills. The concepts and skills being learned in these classes are derived from the state learning standards, which all schools in Illinois are required to teach. In standards-based learning, the true process of learning is emphasized over quick recall of correct answers. This means students practice working towards mastering a skill, and mistakes are accepted as a natural part of the learning process. Instead of being tested 1 or 2 times on a skill or concept, students may be assessed multiple times in order to check to see if they have reached mastery. The focus is on learning the concept or skill, so students get multiple chances to fix broken understanding and show they know. As stated before, the concepts and skills students learn come from state learning standards. Because these state learning standards are written in adult language and can contain multiple concepts and skills, teachers break down these adult-oriented standards into more kid-friendly statements called learning targets. In District 12, you will see learning targets mostly written as starting with the words, "I can." This is so students can easily understand what it is they are supposed to know and do. After the standards are clearly communicated to students in the form of learning targets, students are then shown what those targets look like when they have been mastered. In other words, students are shown what they should be able to do when they have truly learned the target. In standards-based learning, point totals are usually not recorded in gradebooks. Often, what you will see are learning targets or standards in the gradebook rather than tasks like homework or quiz. And then a number is entered for each standard or learning target. This number represents a student's progress towards understanding the learning target or standard. This number attached to a learning target or standard in the gradebook is part of a proficiency scale, which spells out what each step to mastering the learning target looks like. Scales can vary in size, but all of them spell out the progression towards mastery. Some even indicate what an advanced level of mastery looks like. It's important to remember that the numbers aren't points. They are levels of understanding. These levels of understanding are what's recorded in gradebooks and indicate how far away students are from mastering the learning target or standards. Reporting learning may seem more complicated than the traditional grading we've done for over 100 years. So the next logical question is, why score like this? Well, for starters, we need to show students what learning really is. It's a journey towards mastery. Real learning can't be measured with points, only progress. Also, traditional grades can't show what students really know. A student may receive a grade of 85% on a test, But what does that really tell students and parents about what students do and don't understand? Scores should inform about learning, not the percent of points obtained. In other words, grading this way turns grades into feedback regarding what students know and what students still need improvement upon. By giving students this type of feedback, they can now take action to improve, transferring ownership of learning to the people in the classroom that are doing the learning, the students. Students are owning their own learning. Otherwise, they're just renting the information temporarily. So again, it all circles back to learning. And that's what standards-based learning and grading are really all about, giving students ownership of and reporting student learning. If you would like more information about standards-based learning and grading at District 12, please contact the District 12 Curriculum Office at 815-344-5908.